They all say I'm crazy, but I'm not. At least I don't think I am. I know everything that's going to happen to me, as sure as I know my name. It's William Wumple. Honest, I haven't built any houses yet, but I'm an architect. A good one, too. A darn good one. And I'm gonna be a success. I'm going to win first prize in the Cleveland Architectural Exposition. Honest, I am. I know it. I know my whole future. I've known it ever since I had a dream when that angel came. I could tell he was an angel, of course, by his wings and his bare feet. Well, anyway, this angel said I could have what I wanted most in the world. Well, I wanted to know my future, so I asked for that. And when I woke up, I did know my future. That's how I know I'm going to win that Cleveland prize.
You're nuts!
Herbert Hall, L. Wumple, that's a fine way to talk to your only child.
Oh, now, Mother, you mustn't get upset. You can't blame Dad. After all, he didn't hear the angel.
Well, you know how I feel about those men who fly around.
Don't listen to him, William.
Oh, I'll answer it. I know it's Polly.
What?
Huh? Herbert, I know Willie is going to win that prize.
I suppose a little angel told you so.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello, Polly.
Well, how are the proud parents of the prize winner?
Now, Polly, that's hitting below the belt.
Wow, Polly, you believe I'm going to win, don't you?
Of course you are, darling.
And you don't think I'm crazy, do you?
She's crazy if she marries you.
Willie, darling,
Wait, you do think I'm crazy?
No, darling, not permanently.
Oh, poor Polly. I know how you must feel, darling, and I'm sorry. I guess if I were in your position, I'd think I was crazy too.
Well, Willie, there's nothing radically wrong with you. It's just that, well, worry over getting a job has made you a little unsteady.
Unsteady? He's a screwball if I ever saw one.
Herbert, your own son.
I know he's my own son. Why do you think I haven't let him out of the house for the past 2 weeks? I'm afraid the neighbors might find out.
Well, you'll have to let him out tonight. We're going downtown to buy him a winter coat.
I won't need one, Polly.
Now, Willie, you're going to lose your reputation if you start predicting the weather.
But Polly, I won't need a coat.
Willie, don't be obstinate.
He isn't obstinate. He just knows summer is coming in 6 months.
Well, if you must know, I won't need a coat because I'll be in California.
Huh?
You what?
I'm sorry, Dad, but I will. I can't help it. I just know.
You can't help it. You just know.
Yes.
Well, maybe you know what I'm gonna have for lunch tomorrow.
Well, Dad, I told you I only know what's going to happen to me.
Then what are you having for lunch tomorrow?
Well, tomato juice, split pea soup, pork chops with mashed potatoes.
Uh-oh. Save the dessert till I answer the door.
All right, dear. It's a telegram.
Are you sure about the pork chops, Willie?
Now don't quibble, Emily. Pork chops he says, and pork chops you'll buy.
Well, it's a telegram for you, Willie.
Uh-huh. Well, you can read it. I know what it says.
All right, young man. We'll end this nonsense once and for all. Suppose you tell us what this telegram says before we open it.
Well, I've been expecting it, Dad. It's from the Cleveland Exposition, and it says, I won first prize.
Oh, congratulations, darling.
Oh, well, thank you.
Would anyone object if I read it?
I should say not. We'll put an end to this foolishness. Read it, Polly.
It says, well, for Pete's sake, it says, we are happy to inform you that you have been awarded first prize in the Cleveland Architectural Exposition.
Well, Herbert?
Well, you don't suppose we're crazy, do you?
Speech. William, darling, we want a speech.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Willie? Willie? Oh, get a glass of water. He's fainted.
Oh, gracious, get some water, Herbert.
You'll have to excuse me.
Where are you going?
To bed.
To bed? At this hour? Oh, Herbert, are you crazy?
Not yet, but I've got a date with an angel.
I know, William, but you ought to put the prize money into the bank.
Well, I won't need it, Mom. I'm getting a job.
You wouldn't know just when, would you?
Leave him alone, Polly. Eat your pork chops.
Oh, but William, they're offering you $35 a week.
Well, I'm not going to work in New York.
Why not?
Well, because I'm getting a better offer from California.
I thought we'd go up to the mountains for the holidays.
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to count me out, Mother.
Oh, but why, really?
Because he'll be in California.
Thanks, folks.
No, no, no.
But I know you're going to marry me.
No!
Listen, Polly, be sane, darling. Now you love me, don't you?
Yes?
And you know I love you.
Yes?
And you know I'm not crazy.
Yes. No. I don't know.
But I said I'd win the prize, and I did.
Oh, Willie, darling, just because you won that fool prize, you think you know everything.
No, I don't, sweetie. I just know what's going to happen to me.
Well, I'll write to you then, but don't you see, Willie?
What?
Oh, nothing, forget it.
Then you will marry me?
No.
But, Polly...
Look, Willie, love has a very fine hand for a wedding ring, but a very poor one for writing checks.
So?
So you've got your prize money, period.
Oh, darling, you don't think I'm asking you to marry me on that, do you? Why? I'm going to be a very successful architect in a few years. I'm getting a big job offer any day now from a firm in California.
Oh, don't say that word.
But that's where I'm going, Polly. You're going with me as my wife. I know.
Willie, are you asking me or are you telling me?
I'm telling you. Oh, but I'm asking you to be polite.
Willie, you are impossible, but I will marry you.
Oh, Polly.
If and when that offer comes from the coast.
Promise?
Why not? What have I got to lose?
Do you, Willie, promise to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?
Polly,
And do you promise before
Polly.
God and these witnesses to love,
darling,
honor,
No,
and
don't think
cherish
you're
her
crazy.
in
Now be
joy
quiet.
and sorrow,
thanks.
in
But I've
sickness
gotta tell you
and
something.
in health,
Can't it
in
wait?
prosperity
No, we're going to
and
have No, dear.
adversity throughout your life?
We're going to have a
to
divorce.
keep her with you,
What?
to watch over and protect her for the remainder of your days.
I do.
Until death do you part?
I mean, I do, yes.
And do you, Polly, promise to take this man to be your lawfully wedded
Don't
husband?
shush me.
And
No,
do you
darling.
promise
But what
before
made you
God
say
and
that?
these
I just
witnesses
saw it,
to
Polly.
love,
Stop.
honor,
What?
and cherish
You're
her
gonna
in
divorce
joy
me.
Well, that's
and
nice
in
news for a
sorrow,
bride. You wouldn't
in
know just
sickness
when, would you?
and in
Oh,
health,
no, I think...
You
in
just stop thinking,
prosperity
because we're
and
getting that divorce
adversity
right now.
throughout
Polly,
your
In fact,
life.
we're not getting
To
married.
keep him with
Can't
you,
say that.
Oh,
to
yes, I
watch
can.
over and
You
protect
aren't
him
serious.
for
I
the
certainly
remainder
am.
of
You
your
can't want to
days.
call it off.
Till death do you part?
I most certainly do.
But I know that we're going to be married.
Oh, you've got another guest coming.
I'm not guessing. I know it.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
See?
William Wumple, the trouble with you is you know too much.
Beaten, Button, Minkelhaus, and Gerb, good morning. Mr. Wumple, I'll connect you. Beaten, Button, Minkelhaus, and Wumple, good morning. Mr. Wumple, just a moment. Beaten, Wumple, and Button, good morning. Mr. Wumple, oh, he's busy. Beaten and Wumple, good morning. Mr. Wumple, oh, he's in a conference. Wumple Incorporated, good morning. Mr. Wumple, I'll give you a secretary. Mr. Wumple's in conference? Mr. Wumple's busy. Mr. Wumple's not in today, sorry. Call later. Have you an appointment? Mr. Wumple is out.
Mr. Wample's residence, good evening. Who's calling, please? Just a moment. If you hold the wire, it's for you, madame.
Oh, thank you, Hives.
You're welcome.
Hello? Oh, hello, Greta, darling. What? You're starting a new picture tonight. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's too bad. Well, we'll make it another time then. Oh, fine. Yes, we'd love to. Bye.
Greta's not coming?
No.
Well, good thing you asked Joan.
All right, I know. You told me she wouldn't come. You told me to arrange for someone else. You told me everything.
But, Polly, darling, we'll see Greta at her house. She invited us for dinner, didn't she? Didn't she, Polly?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm certain.
Well, of course, it is funny. I only see myself at her dinner, but I'm sure that she'll invite you.
Oh, don't worry, she did.
Well, you just said
Never
that-
mind what I said. She did invite me, but I'm not going. I'm not going to be here.
But, honey...
You're right. You're always right. You know everything. You know what dress I'm going to buy next week and what your secretary is going to say at 11:26½ tomorrow morning. You know who's going to need a new building and how much you'll be paid for building it. You know the amount of your income tax before you make the money you pay on it. You know what you're going to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. You even know when it's not going to rain in California.
It's not gonna rain Tuesday.
Oh, isn't it?
Nope.
Well, that's lovely. That's just fine and dandy. It's so fine, I'm going to tell you something even you don't know.
What?
I'm through. I'm fed up. Right up to here. I don't like having my life driven for me by a chauffeur. I want to take a turn at the wheel myself. I want to worry whether I need oil or gas or whether I'm going to get a flat tire.
But, Polly, I don't know your life.
But you know yours too darned well. And as long as I'm married to you, that means knowing mine. Well, I can't stand it anymore. I don't know how you do.
Well, I like to know, Polly.
Oh, you're impossible.
Darling.
Don't darling me and get away.
Oh, Polly.
I mean it, Willie. I can't go on anymore. You've got to stop this Oracle Act.
It's too late, Polly.
It's not too late. You just won't try. Well, Willie, I'm different. When Greta accepts my invitation to a party, I don't want to know she won't be able to come because her new picture's starting. I don't want to be able to get a substitute in advance. I want to get into a dither at the last minute and curse the movie business until I do get someone else. And that's the way it's got to be, Willie. Either you're going to shut your eyes and ears and tell your angel to go to heaven, or
what?
I'm getting a divorce.
No, not so soon.
What do you mean not so soon?
Well, no, darling. Be calm and just remember that I do love you, but...
But what?
Wait. Go back to the day we were married.
Yes.
Yes, I told you then you'd divorce me.
Well?
Well, darling, I do love you, but there's nothing I can do about it. You just are going to divorce me.
There's nothing you can do about it.
No.
But really, don't you see? Here's your one chance to stop knowing, to stop seeing everything in advance. Willie, here's the one thing, the one little thing that can break the spell.
But, darling, you're going to divorce me anyway.
You're sure?
I know.
Well, Willie, I've got to hand it to you. You're a wonderful, wonderful person. You're a marvelous, glorious, terrific. You're the 8th wonder of the world. And you're stark, staring mad. You must be if you could sit there and tell me you love me and still let me divorce you because a flying fool and bare feet said so. Well, you're right, William dear. You're so right, it isn't funny. And I'm going to get a divorce and I hope I never see you again because it's going to be swell to be normal.
But, Polly, wait! Polly!
Good evening, Mr. Wumple. Table for two?
For one.
One. Yes, Mr. Wumple. Right this way.
Thank you.
We have a new pianist you simply must hear. She's wonderful. By the way, Mr. Wumple, I was wondering, could you tell me in the 4th race at Santa Anita?
Keep your quiet. Your sensational pianist is going on.
Hello, Mr. Wumple. You haven't been in the Cafe Au Lait in ages.
Oh, good evening.
Oh, Mr. Wumple, I was wondering if you, do you think you could, in the 4th at Santa Anita?
I'm trying to listen to the pianist.
Yeah, she's lousy. Wait till you see my little number. Oh, it's a knockout. You see, I come out in a few feathers and a spangle and woo-hoo! I know you'll love it.
I know I won't.
Oh, you're expecting your wife?
She's in Reno.
Reno? Oh, dearie, why didn't you say so before? Let's go someplace where you can cry on my shoulders. Well, if you know what I mean.
I do. And I'm sorry. Good night.
Come on, Sadie Q. Come on, Sadie. Bring on the bacon and eggs.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, Sadie Q. Right on, baby. Right on. Come on, Sadie. Come on. Come on. Come on, Sadie. Yeah, she's a winner. Fire, what a baby. What a horse. What a horse. Wumple, you certainly picked a honey that time. Hey, Wumple. Wumple. Now can you tie that? The darn fool tore up his ticket.
What's that?
Oh, I beg your pardon, sir. The door blew shut. I didn't mean to waken you.
That's all right, Hives. I wasn't able to sleep anyway.
I'm so very sorry, sir.
Matter of fact, I haven't slept in weeks.
Have you tried reading some light fiction before bedtime, sir? I highly recommend The Case of the Bleeding Claw.
And the grandmother did it.
Oh, really? Well, how about that? Daughter of Frankenstein.
Dracula did it.
Fancy that now. Death in the telephone booth.
Ventilation did it.
Well, have you read them all, sir?
No, I haven't. But I will.
Well, then perhaps...
Perhaps nothing. Tell me, Hives, have you ever read The Murder of William Wumple? No, of course you haven't. But you might. And if they ask you who did it, tell them an angel.
Now, Mr. Wample, you shouldn't be...
Don't tell me what to do. Told me to read, didn't you? Well, there's nothing for me to read. Not one single solitary book. I know how they begin and how they end and what comes in between. I know them backwards and forwards and inside out. Before I start, I can't stand it. I can't. It's just driving me crazy. I don't know what to do anymore.
You must relax, Mr. Wample. Relax. Now, please, don't get yourself so excited.
You don't understand.
Oh, but I do, Mr. Wample. I do. Now, just take it easy. Be calm, lie down, and rest yourself.
Oh, but I tell you, this is...
There now. Quiet. You'll be all right. I just have the book to quiet your nerves.
Yeah, but I know how they... Oh.
This is the book. Yes, indeed. Now, just be still. Now then, let's see. Yes. Here we are, page 1. A is for apples, so red and so sweet. B is for bananas that we love to eat. C is for carrots, so long and so...
It's not too late, Willie.
Excuse me, Mr. Wumble, but it's come.
Stop knowing. Stop seeing everything in advance.
What? The offer?
Just one little thing, Willie, and you'll break the spell.
Yes, we've got the offer from MKO. Isn't it wonderful? I was so afraid when I heard you say to the reporters that we had it, because after all, the offer may not have come, and then where we would have even been.
I told you we'd get the bid, didn't I?
Willie.
Yes, Mr. Wumble, you did tell me, but suppose you was wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Willie.
I know, Mr. Wumble.
Oh, I know.
Willie, I'm through.
Wait,
Yes, sir?
we're not accepting the offer.
Not accepting.
You heard me.
Willie.
But, Mr. Wumple, you spent months drawing up those plans. You staked everything on this. Why, the contracts are signed with the builders, and MKO will hold you on the completion bond. They'll sue you. You've got to think of that.
Think of all the fun you'll get kicking over the traces.
You built the firm up alone.
You could build up another.
And you'll go bankrupt.
What if you do?
Then, Mr. Wumple, you've got to think of all the people you employ. Think what you'll do to them.
We're not signing.
Oh, no, Willie. You'll have to sign. I'm afraid you aren't more important than all those people. That's the catch.
But you...
I'm afraid you tried too late, Willie. Much too late.
Ladies and gentlemen, in place of the 43rd chapter of Jenny Wren, Dream Girl, the program regularly scheduled for this time, we are going to take you to Hollywood for a special broadcast of the dedication ceremonies of the new MKO studio. We wish to thank the makers of Choxy, It's Good Enough to Eat, for relinquishing their time. We take you now to Hollywood.
Mr. Wumble, I hope your speech goes well.
Never mind about the speech. Have you reserved the suite in the hospital?
Yes, sir.
Did you arrange for the ambulance?
Yes, sir, but...
And the crutches?
Well, yes, sir, but I don't see why you bandaged your foot up now.
Because when they lower that cornerstone up there, I'm going to be hit. And I don't want my foot to be badly hurt.
But with that bandage, you can hardly walk now.
Without it, I might not walk at all later.
I suppose you know best, Mr. Wumble.
Oh, I wish I didn't. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. When that gold-plated cornerstone suspended above you is lowered onto this very spot where I now stand, the greatest studio in the world will be completed. I know that from this very studio will emanate the finest films MKO has ever produced. I also know that nobody likes a speech, and so I shall only say thank you again and lower away!
Oh, Mr. Wumble.
Calling Mr. Knife to surgery. Calling Mr. Knife to surgery. Surgery. Calling Mr. Knife to surgery.
There, Willie. You'll be all right.
Oh, is this the suite that I reserved?
Yes, darling, it is.
Polly, what are you? What? You've come back?
Someone had to look after you.
Well, how's my foot?
Don't you know?
Well, feels all right.
It is all right. But how is your head?
My head?
Yes, darling, your head. Where the cornerstone landed.
You mean?
I mean, that idiotic bandage on your foot kept you from getting out of the way when the cable broke.
But I thought... Well, I was sure... Oh, no. Polly, you're fooling. I know my foot...
Oh, that's what you get for trying to sit up. Now, be careful.
But, Polly... I didn't know that my head would get hurt.
You didn't know?
No.
Willie, do you know what you just said?
Polly.
Yes, Willie?
Polly, but... I didn't know. I don't know what's going to happen anymore. I don't know. I tell you. I don't even know whether you've come back to stay.
Don't you?
Don't even know whether you love me. Polly, tell me. Do you love me?
Don't you know?
No, I don't. I don't know, Polly. Oh, it's wonderful. It's marvelous. I don't know if you love me.
Oh my, Mr. Wumble, please, no excitement.
Oh, it's really my fault, nurse.
Well, I suppose we can forgive you this time if Mr. Wumble eats his supper like a good boy. Are you ready for a nice big supper, Mr. Wumble?
I suppose it's chicken broth and custard.
Oh, Mr. Wumble, you just know everything.
What?
So, we just want to do like a normal, like an Abbott and Costello replication
Okay,
first.
let's do like an authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Costello.
I can take these in my pocket.
Okay, I'm ready when you are. I don't
Oh,
start.
I'm
Costello.
I have it highlighted.
I'm Costello.
I'm like, Nick,
You're
it says
the
right here,
first
the highlighted one. You gotta read the highlighted one.
Good.
I'm doing good. Okay. Well, Costello.